Hi, everybody. And Kate, you should in theory be able to hear me now. Wait, I want my Skype friends here. Okay. And here we go.
Woo!
And I can't remember the last time I played Chrono Trigger.
Hey, alright, I guess the right point of light on the first try I'm at best.
Alright, so we're in the Middle Ages.
Yeah, gotta get through all this stuff we've done like 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
To get some cool new stuff. In case anyone has been keeping close track, I did do like a bunch of leveling off stream, so that I'm just before we learn the new skills that I'm gonna need to do this very easily. Figured watching me fight news in 65 million BC for like an hour was not a good use of stream time.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can just go right to the cool stuff. Ooh, hold on, let me pause and try and fix that. Okay, let me know if there's only one of me now. I think that probably fixed it. And I might as well just sit here a minute, because I don't want to sound like there's a robot echo of me the whole time. So, when Kate or Dana lets me know that I'm good, I will keep going. In theory, I can get up my own phone and check. Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
Better now?
Yep. Me learning the new software, I had 2 different my microphone inputs. Not a good idea.
Ah, yeah.
I love that little jingle.
I know, it's really interesting to me. It's like a minor key-in theme, almost.
Yeah.
By the way, everybody, while we finish getting to the castle, joining us on stream tonight is Shariq Ansari. He's one of the Overclock Remix judges. And all-around awesome guy. Subbing in for Doug Perry, who I think is at a Video Games Live Orchestra rehearsal tonight. And Julianne Grasso's power went out like 10 minutes before we were supposed to go, so hopefully she gets power again and joins the stream. We'll see. I'd forgotten the scurrying sound that those rats make. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Alright, here's the new toy that I had to level up a bunch for.
I love this underground sewer. It transitions so well into the wind scene because they're both so pizzicato reliant.
probably do this. All right. Now we get new stuff, I think.
Yeah.
This is a classic scene.
Ooh, here it is.
I like that we just get the cadence there, and then it kind of fades away, so that later when that comes back, it's like, oh, it's on now.
Yep, and we just get the little hint of his theme, and other than that, there's not much to that intro. Just kind of a little arpeggiation, and it fades.
That arpeggio is from the Menorah Cathedral. It's the same. It's the same theme from there.
I hadn't actually thought about that though. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, I know that intimately because I remixed it.
Yeah, the recommended listening afterwards is Chrono Symphonic, which Shariq, I think you're responsible for like what, half of that whole album? It's like
no, I did like 3 tracks on there, and then I've also done I did a Menorah Cathedral and wind scene arrangement on OCR. That's not part of that.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of Addie's actual favorite mixes on the site is one of yours. Blue Skies Over Guardia is the Millennial Fair theme in 7/8.
Yeah, it's in 7/8.
Wow,
it's fantastic.
6/8.
Awesome.
It is 7/8. Yeah, it's very it's very much inspired by Yannis Santorini from the Live at Acropolis album. It's a lot of fun.
I love how creepy the silence is, right? You're like, okay, where is everybody?
You can't actually interact with these people in any meaningful way until you've explored every room once.
Well,
unless I'm wrong, like there's no footstep sounds either, right? Like
that's right. There's nothing.
And how many of them are just like going ha ha, but there's like no emotion to it. They're just like staring into space.
And they come after you slowly. See, they like walk after you.
Yeah.
And depending on who you bring, you get different characters there.
Yeah. It's always somebody that relates. It's weird if you bring Robo though, because it's Luca. So she can be both in your party and one of the ghosts.
That's right.
Or whatever these are. Now we get it.
Yeah, the drone.
The really high. What is that? Like a high B. Got my violin here just in case I need to spot check anything.
Nice.
I like how it doesn't go into the battle theme here.
Yeah, it's still the drone.
You're just still maintaining that tension with the high strings. It's really effective.
It makes this feel like a narrative thing and not actually a battle.
And the echo effect on, I mean, I think that's in the regular battle when you level up, but it stands out because there's not a lot going on behind it.
Yeah, it's a lot more prominent here. All the sound effects are. Sorry I'm being boring and just using lightning in every battle, but it's the way it's going to be here, I think.
And what do you think is the reason here to draw our attention to the sound effects? I mean, they have kind of a timeless quality. There's something about having them set against this unchanging backdrop.
I think the drone is meant to make us
a lot of attention
think of all of these fights as one continuous gauntlet. I really like the sound effect of the bat, who we're going to encounter shortly, going in and out of your party.
Yeah, this is definitely orchestral strings, staggered bowings. Just goes on forever. You gotta change bows when your stand partner doesn't.
The chords underneath the drone make it feel like the drone itself varies in intensity a little bit, but I'm not convinced that it actually does.
No, I think it's fairly static.
Yeah, to respond to Christina in the chat, I think it is a B flat. I think my instrument's not quite in tune with their A. You can't ask Chrono Trigger to give you an A. Kind of sitting between a B and a B flat on mine.
The boss music here, to me, actually sounds less imposing than the drone.
I would agree.
Yeah. I mean, if they had the drone throughout this like really long fight, I feel like that would have been like really effective in terms of like, you know, like when is this gonna, you know, building a lot of tension.
But maybe they just felt they needed to break it up a little bit.
I think
it might just be used to signify the fact that this is a stronger enemy.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool if the drone stayed the drone until he picks up the sword off the back of the wall. Ooh, now that's awesome in the chat. I had not ever thought about that before.
That Chrono's
Chrono's lightning sounds and Marl's cure sounds are the same sound effect.
Yeah, once the spell proper happens, they're not using the same stuff, but the charging sound.
Yeah. Frog's heal is the same sound anyway, though, isn't it? So it's not like it's exclusive to the two of them?
Yeah, it's just interesting that there's a few folks that it doesn't hold true for. The only argument there's agreement that the drone would just keep building tension. The only counter argument I have is just in music cognition. We talked about people habituating to the musical stimulus. After a while, you stop noticing it. Therefore, it loses all its effectiveness.
Yeah.
So, by inserting something else in between, it kind of resets your focus and your attention, and then it's going to be creepy when it comes back again. It's going to up the effect.
I will say, even though I'm slightly over-leveled for this, I don't think this is a fight most players are going to lose. This is not particularly difficult.
don't know if we've really talked about it, but as I'm listening and looking out the theme a little bit, I really enjoy the kind of call to arms, brass fanfare hunting thing that is implied by this opening.
Yeah. No, we've not talked about it in terms of like a hunting call.
Speaking it out. Yeah, it kind of has that hunting call to it. And then it kind of goes into a prog rock moment here with the change of meter. It goes into 2 for a second. Of course, we've mentioned prog rock is almost a autonomy for like a boss theme in RPGs for some reason. We just associate the changing meters with the excitement of facing something challenging.
Yeah, it's probably, used more to signify like the more complex that a boss fight can be, as opposed to like your run-of-the-mill just like press A through a battle.
Right.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, the regular battle themes for random encounters don't tend to mix meters quite so much. That's something that is almost always reserved for a boss battle.
Yeah.
I love his yes indeed. Like, I just try to picture what voice he's saying that in.
There we go.
That's a great death sound. Way to go, Slash.
Oh, right. I've got the Demon Edge. It sucks. Most of the time, for the average player, that sword will be an upgrade. Actually, how close am I? Oh, hey, we are going to bother with this.
I like the kind of creepy laughter behind.
Yeah, he's talking about the laugh. I
Like...
don't feel like that's a laugh. I feel like it's more like I don't know. It could be like more ghostly.
Kind of a demonic laugh.
Maybe.
I get a bigger ghost vibe. The wah 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 thing. Yeah.
Maybe the ghost is laughing at us. Maybe we can split the difference. Ooh, I like Cry for Help. Cry for Help is nice. Kind of like a sob, high energy.
I feel like we associate echoing sounds with haunted places for sure.
Which the sound effects are echoing here.
Yeah, there's like a reverb on the sound effects.
Yeah.
Which again kind of gives it the fact that we're not going anywhere harmonically.
We had an interesting
plus
A/B
all
test
of
of
the
that.
echoing.
I leveled once while fighting during the drone a minute ago, and then I leveled in the Slash fight, and it did not resonate.
It didn't echo in Slash. Well, Slash maybe.
While the
didn't
music
have
is
same
going, it
rules
doesn't
because it's different music.
echo.
Yeah. That could just be due to channel limitations, because this one really only is using a couple channels.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
I don't know. I could be making that up. NES is more my expertise in terms of knowing what the sound chip can do.
Hey, Julianne is back. I'm gonna add her to our
Yay!
call.
Let's add her.
Yay.
Yeah, for those that were not aware, Julianne lost power, so we're happy to bring her back.
how close? I've got to be right there.
Hello.
Yeah, 2 more points. Hi, Julianne.
Yes. Hi.
Oh.
Ah.
Hi.
I am back.
So you basically missed a B flat for about 5 minutes, right?
I know, right? Such amazing
Oh, it's the
music
drone
to
right
talk
now.
about.
Ever. Also, I have my violin joining us, so in case I need to pluck things.
You're actually doing pretty well on it. It's not quite as cool as Doug's marimba, I have to tell you.
Yeah.
But few things are.
Through that.
That could just be a slam on my abilities as well. I don't think I'm nearly the caliber of Doug when it comes to performing. So Julianne, what do you think that background sound is? The wah, wah, wah.
I always heard it as a kind of maniacal, distant laughter.
Okay.
Oh,
We've
interesting.
been going laughter versus like ghost sobbing, crying for help.
Oh, crying for help.
It makes sense because there's a lot of like the tormented souls that want to be set free in this castle.
Mhm.
And the bat gets revealed.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, man. And the thing is, it's not even like the main boss. But that's why I always like to fight Slash first, because you can fight them in either order, right?
Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah. I always like to do Slash first and then Flea.
That's just went through a very progressive statement by Flea.
I know, is Flea non-binary in Japanese? Serious question.
I mean, he says he's a guy, like, before that part.
Mm.
Because he's like, I think Lucas says something like, "Oh, this girl," and he's like, "I'm a guy," and he's like, "You're a guy?"
Right.
And then he says the thing about like male or male, female or female.
Powers of duty.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that is in the original.
She almost looks like if Chrono and Marl had a daughter. Like, just her sprite.
Huh.
It's her. Like, Chrono's red hair, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen this game in such a long time, and I'm just struck by like how thoroughly like Toriyama his character designs are.
Oh, for
I
sure.
You're constantly seeing these same character archetypes in like Dragon Ball, and like Dragon Ball Super now, and
Yep.
The other thing I was reminded of along those lines is a lot of material that's in Chrono Trigger was apparently originally designed for the Nintendo PlayStation version of Secret of Mana. But when they
really?
But when they cut Secret of Mana down, that's why the back half of Secret of Mana is so truncated compared to the front half. That a lot of that material made its way over here. And if you look at the main character's design in Secret of Mana and compare to Chrono, like, pretty close. You could just swap those two sprites and most players wouldn't notice.
I love that, you go to the end of time and you all get your different magic types, and hers is just heart magic. Like, it's like
the
Captain
fifth
Planet.
Planeteer,
Heart.
yeah.
If I got to choose, I want to be Heart. Seems like Heart has a lot of different types of damage here, though. It's not a very consistent magic type.
No, it's not. I feel like this is by far the more difficult of these two fights.
Yeah.
Is she yawning? Is that
No,
one of her animations?
she's doing the Ojo-sama laugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know that?
Yeah, I always thought this was a yawn.
No,
like,
no.
I'm just so bored with you guys.
Yeah, I always thought she was bored with us too.
She's doing that like rich girl laugh.
Right.
You can't do that if you don't, you aren't in a certain tax bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's Karin from Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Karin Kanzuki, from Street Fighter Alpha 3, is often, but you see that in anime everywhere, It's such a like a trope. It's such an archetype of character, the rich girl with
especially
usually with the twin tails, and,
Because Karin made it into Street Fighter V as one of the new characters, if you just look for that GIF, you can see a GIF of her doing it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely the way it's presented. It's not yawning. It's definitely that laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Okay, that spell looks really brutal, and I approve of it. Against Lee.
That would have been great as a finisher.
I know. I was kind of hoping that would be the case.
Battle on that one.
Yeah, I don't know who that is in the chat, but the oh ho 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 laugh is exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
Like a sardonic, annoyed yawning. It's amazing what we can be convinced that the sprites look like. Remember Hot Dog Sid from Final Fantasy VI?
Hot Dog
Yeah,
Sid.
Hot Dog Sid.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, call back to our previous series.
And the pig.
Oh yeah, the pig. Oh man. This is why I like 16-bit so much.
Yep.
When things
So
look
much
too
potential.
realistic, you don't get these kind of conversations.
Oh, hey!
Their battle theme. What?
Yeah, no more drone now that we're in the second area.
Oh, is it just like a continuous battle now?
Yeah, it is. As I run forward, I think the battle theme continues to play.
Oh, okay. Kind of an escalation from that eerie sense. Fighting monsters with that freaky drone was always so unsettling.
I will say, the battle theme constantly playing makes you just want to run forward. In theory, I could have avoided one of those fights by pulling one of those, but you don't want to do that. You just want to charge.
Yeah, it's like it's building a different kind of tension now, because now it's like before it was
Now
just
it's
like
the
what
battle
is
that
going
went
on here, and then you fought these bosses, but now you're in here in this long hallway and it's just like enemy after enemy, and it's not letting up.
I mean, if we're really missing the drone, I can just sit here and hold a B flat forever.
Oh no, you need to not do that, Dana.
Still happening?
See, I actually feel the opposite of that from Audino in the comments. The drone makes me scared of Ozzy, like he's in charge of that. And so now that I'm charging up to Ozzy, I'm like preparing for the big fight. Now, of course, we're not going to get that, but like you're made to think that he is the big person of this castle.
Well, this is such a climax in the game itself that, you get so many different bosses throughout this castle before you get to one of the biggest fights in the game.
Yeah.
Are there
And,
actually
they
100
kind
enemies
of
here?
stage it like it's. Yes, there are. I've counted.
Okay.
But yeah, it sort of reminds me of in FF6 how we sort of set up the floating continent almost like it's, or not the floating continent. We set up what battle is that where it seems like it's the end? Oh yeah, it's
it
it's
is
the
on the
floating
floating
continent. Where
continent.
and then the world ends, and you're like, nope, there's another half of the game. Have fun.
Why is Ozzy pink? Is that just an emulator problem, I'm assuming?
That
Yeah,
might
and
be a
he's
glitch.
supposed to be kind of glowing.
Yeah, he normally is switching colors, I think.
Yeah.
Weird.
Ozzy's in a jam.
Ozzy's in a jam.
I like it better
Is it
when
like
he's in
a
a
jam
pickle.
session?
Oh, I've never thought of it that way.
Oh, I've never thought of it either.
Like they
because
put-
I always think of the food references.
Yeah.
And yeah, since the Japanese characters are, what did we say they were, like mayonnaise and
Vinegar and ketchup or something
Oh,
like that.
vinegar sauce?
Oh, is that true? I didn't know that.
So what Ozzy should say in the Japanese version is Ozzy's in a pickle.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Nice.
Actually, in the second time we fight these guys, I don't want to give away too much for people who don't actually know the game. It is Ozzy's in a pickle.
Is that trickle down equipment there, Ryan?
Okay, so
You give Chrono the strongest thing, and then you give like Frog like the strongest.
Trickle down.
Chrono always
equipment.
gets the strongest stuff for sure.
Yeah.
But a quick equipment check. The Demon Edge and the Flash Mail are the stuff that the Mystic Village will sell you for an absurd amount of money that the game does not expect you to afford.
Yeah.
And I happened to, when I was power leveling, I just made a lot of money. And so I bought
Yeah.
the super gear. Just made sense. That's the worst I have ever done. I've played this game like 10 times. That's the worst I've ever done in that blade sequence.
Sure.
Oh man. Ozzy's such a Toriyama like green guy. I mean, like it's like straight out of like Ginyu Force or something.
Who's the name of the guy who trains everybody in Dragon Ball Z?
Master Roshi?
He's the old guy though, right? I'm talking about the guy
Yeah.
in like King in heaven who like trains people or
Oh,
whatever.
King Kai?
Yeah, King Kai. Ozzy looks like King Kai.
Fighting all of them on the ladder.
Yeah, I messed up. But it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, so the only way it isn't 100 is if you avoid some of the ones here, because you can dodge some of them.
Yeah.
Or you can also stay out here and try and level and let the rolly guys keep coming.
Yeah, that's not a thing. Now that I know Fire 2, we're good to go. Actually, I do want to fall one time, so I'm gonna do this.
I love the falling noise.
There's stuff to get down here.
So cute.
Figured just for the sake of variety, we'll do this instead.
Whoa.
I will say, for as pretty as every other animation is in this game, those little explosions at the end of that spell are very ugly to me.
Are you fighting save points?
I am fighting
I was gonna say
fake save
that
points.
this battle should be so much scarier than it is. It's like the ultimate betrayal. A save
Yeah.
point that
It
isn't a save
really
point.
is. Because it's the ultimate, like, icon, literally an icon of safety, security, and it's against you.
Yeah.
Like, I'd really love for the moment that they put this in there to be like a huge boss battle.
Yeah.
Like, man, that would make you wary of every save point after that.
It's kind of like in Diablo 3 when you're like looking for like portals, and then like you go on that one guy and he just pops out of the ground, and it's like, oh, it's a portal monster. It's like got a portal on its head.
Oh yeah, and then you once you kill the boss, like the rest of the dungeon begins at that point.
Yeah, something like that. You can go into the portal.
Go into it. Yeah.
I always felt like there's a lot of irony in this particular place because the music is so eerie and scary, and there's just so many comedic elements to bosses, and the like this right here where it's falling down. It's like cartoonish.
The little ping too, just like you would be saving, but you're not. You aren't gonna get to. Ugh, that lightning sound grates on me. Always has. I think it's so high pitched.
Yeah, sorry.
It has like a lot of noise in it.
So I'm not sure if I'm hearing this right, but is the string? Is that like carrying over the battle theme?
Oh.
I don't think the battle theme carries over. I'll listen after this fight though.
I was hearing that too, actually.
I think that the tension string is kind of like overlapping with the battle theme.
I don't think that's like. I think that's an emulation thing. I don't think
is that an emulation thing?
Yeah.
The drone is back, as far as I can tell, playing.
Yeah. Listen
but we're saying it's carrying over into battle a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that might be emulation. Well, you're gonna get to find out, I guess. Hear it one more time.
Listen for it.
Yeah, if I get a fight. I got a clear break that time.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just Skype.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
Alright, hopefully that's the last time I fall. Yeah, there we go.
Now I'm trying to think of other games that have fake false fighting save points. I feel like
I know that it happens. I know it happens a lot. I'm just struggling to think of a good example.
You mean like fake? I don't think fake save points are really a thing. I think more like fake chests you get a lot.
That's definitely
fake treasure
trope.
chests are very common.
Yeah, monster in a box.
Not even like monster in a box, but like fighting a physical treasure chest is pretty common.
Yep.
I would agree that the lightning is very, very shrill. That's part of what always makes me uncomfortable about it. Which isn't to say, you know, Ryan, fight however you fight. This problem existed long before you playing it. Everybody relies on lightning.
Yeah, eventually I'll be moving past it, but for the next hour or so, that is the spell.
This stream brought to you by the lightning spell.
More like me not dying and looking stupid in front of everybody again. Brought to you by the lightning too.
Hey, remember that time that I played your save file and you were really underleveled and I kept dying? Like that?
Yeah, like that.
This is why we have two to play now. It's easier for when your own save anyway.
There is a lot of white noise in that.
It's very nails on the chalkboard.
Yeah.
Yes.
I totally get it. I like rarely ever cast that spell. Once I got like Luminaire, I was like, that's it.
In theory, I could have leveled all the way until I got it, but
See, this is the benefit of over-leveling, is that you can bypass these annoying spells. It's a musical benefit, a sonic benefit as well.
I never noticed before that the bass line is entirely pentatonic. Right?
Da 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 da. Yes.
Yeah, it's all just a D minor pentatonic. Woo!
Which is a pretty common rock thing, right? The minor pentatonic.
Yeah.
Yep. It's hard to play violin while sitting on a couch, let me tell you. But I felt like I would be more musically useful if I had it near me. I have a good ear, but I need to like translate it first. Figure out what is that actually.
I should take out my clarinet and really just mess this stream up.
We should all do that. Yes, everyone bring your instrument.
I mean, the bass line also, it doesn't change throughout the song. It's just the same bass line.
It's so prominent
it's just
too.
vamping.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about how that also plays into the kind of Nobuo Uematsu Final Fantasy battle themes, kind of ostinato, consistent bass.
Zarnax, I have not remixed this battle theme for Chrono Symphonic. I did the Undersea Palace, and I did Millennial Fair, and I did a song called Chrono's Dream, which is kind of a remix of like Morning Sunlight.
I do have to say, the Morning Sunlight remix, I think it's Sapphire, Daniel Floyd, who did that one. Fantastic arrangement of that piece of music.
Yeah, my version, it occurs later in the game, and later in the so-called script.
Right.
And it does some stuff where it like it does Morning Sunlight, but then it adds some like dissonance to it. It adds like some it like drops things by a half step in some parts in order to illustrate that, you know, whatever Chrono is dreaming about like is wrong, like something bad going on.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with Chrono Symphonic, it's essentially what would the soundtrack to the movie version of this game be, is the concept. And it's pretty well executed. It's really old now. Like, gotta be over 10 years. It's
very old.
But it remains one of the more popular albums related to Overclock Remix.
Yeah.
I feel like instead of fighting him, like, we should just...
Here it is again.
If the ultimate ability is to just freeze yourself, just walk away. Like, move on.
Yeah, he's just, like, stuck in the ice.
Yeah, it's like, peace out, dude. We don't need to do this crane stuff.
Yeah. Like, pick up the block of ice and, like, move it somewhere.
One of my friends from high school drove a Geo Metro, and his car would occasionally not be where he parked it when he drove to school.
What?
A group of like 4 or 6 guys would just come along and move his car.
Oh. That's rude.
That was a good laugh.
Wee.
I'm very sensitive to laughs ever since I did my Kafka project. Because he has a wide variety of different laugh translations in the Woolsey. Which is entertaining because he only ever gets one sound effect. Of course, it's all he needs because that sound effect is so creepy, but I'm always interested the evil laughter in video games and how it gets typed out.
I feel like that's got to be one of the most iconic sound effects in game history is Kefka's laugh.
The Kefka laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
absolutely.
You play that for anyone, and you know, they'll immediately know.
There's some creepy chanting. Nuga Zuga Zeberzom or whatever.
It feels like he's just counting. Like, it's almost like he's counting starting at the number 9. in some weird
pseudo-Germanic sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what that sound is.
I think that I'm thinking like sieben is 7, you know. Yeah, it has a kind of German sound to it.
I thought it was a kind of
it does give you one chance to heal up if you picked the wrong save point first.
And you get to admire his beautiful flowing hair. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, once he turns around, you're gonna get that insane Widow's Peak too. I mean, I don't know if it shows up in the sprite, but his Widow's Peak rivals Vegeta's.
Deep.
Yeah, it's pretty wicked.
That's a sick burn. Kissed any princesses lately?
Yeah.
Ooh, because you turned him into a frog.
He's very Vegeta.
Okay.
I'd not processed it that way before.
Yeah. His Widow's Peak really evokes Vegeta. And then you have your classic.
I love that you can hear the wind sound effect blowing.
Yeah. It's even in the sprite. It's so great. I love that Widow's
super
Peak.
Vegeta. Yeah.
Is this basically just like a Frisian scale? I just think it's just so fun. If we talked about this before, but
I think this is the first time we've heard it.
This is the first time you hear it. This is like the epic boss music.
we heard this earlier.
I mean, when you walk up to Magus Castle, they kind of like hint at it a little bit, but this is the first time you're really hearing this theme.
Oh man, I just had maple flavored coffee and 3 Kringla delivered to me. I'm pretty pumped. Are we giving this a shot during Magus' fight here?
So it's really hard to hear, but in this section, it's actually vacillating between 5/8 and 7/8. Fun fact. And then it goes back into 3. But yeah, there's that little prog rock insertion, just in case we weren't sure this was a major boss battle. And then it goes back to the slow. I like the loop.
Yeah, it's interesting that it actually loops back and does like the whole slow build up to the song again.
Yeah.
Because a lot of 16-bit like SNES music has been
I also really like that. There's that flute that's kind of like up top, or the whistle or whatever.
Is this more Impossible Tiffany?
Ooh, little E7 action in there.
This feels like pretty impossible timpani right now.
It's like some major Impossible Tiffany, which needs to be the title of something. That's not
Yeah,
right.
Impossible
Like,
Timpani,
about
the Magus
music.
story.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not
I love
going
the
my way.
static bass line at the intro here. Bum, 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 bum. Doesn't really go anywhere.
Here we go.
Meanwhile, we've got
Finally
that
got a good one.
descending action.
Nice good old flat
And we-
too.
We just animate that a little bit and we start adding parts to it.
Yeah, this horn part sounds like it would hurt.
Oh, don't kill
Surrounding
Luca here.
Tiffany.
Okay, perfect.
A good old laugh. Or whatever. The crying anguish in the
Yeah, it's
background.
still in there, yeah.
Oh, just wait till we... The mention of Shala's name, just wait till we get to Zeal, man. I'm
The slow
so
intro is
excited.
important, though. That's a really important point by Jesse.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely not as much what I would call leitmotivic action in this game. Characters have themes.
I mean, you're gonna hear this again in Undersea Palace.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But despite that, we do have connections between the Zeal characters.
Yeah.
Through the theme. That's one place where it's very, very consistent.
Generally speaking, oh crap. Bad. Oh well, I'll just have to kill a bunch of frog. Generally speaking, the themes don't interact with one another. Compared to like Final Fantasy VI, where it feels like every character relates musically to at least two other characters.
Yeah.
I love the slide in them. I'm glad this is a long enough battle that we can really exalt in the loop several times.
It feels so good.
Yeah, he's got
And it is
6,666 HP.
Kind of vacillates between a kind of E, like a Phrygian E, and like an A minor.
Yeah, I mean that second section kind of like goes into like a more traditional like minor.
Yeah, and I
once the brass
talked
kicks in.
about that, like,
Yeah,
that
it's harmonized a lot more with E minor.
you get more like a traditional string.
Even at the end of that loop in the bass, yum bum bum.
Yeah, you will notice though, like even though it goes into E minor, it's pretty static. It keeps going between a lot of like E minor F6, E minor F6.
Yeah, that's why I called it like a Phrygian. Basically,
Yeah.
that Phrygian of a flat two, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
But yeah, like the B section kind of is a more traditional flat and A minor, which plays into the whole like B section as more like traditional or emotive in some way, in a traditional way.
It helps to break it up because you also get a chord change. You don't have the same chords as the beginning.
Yeah.
So it kind of like, because it feels like it sounds more melodic as a result. So you get something more like oh, there's more to this, piece than just that kind of like menacing.
Right. It sort of opens it up.
We should note with that bass line being so repetitive, we keep getting the. It really paints how stuck his character is. That he's out of time.
Yeah.
You think that he is behind everything, and it turns out that he's just been thrown here. Oh, spoiler.
I have a quick observation to make, which is why I've stopped playing for a second. Chrono, Magus, and Frog are all in their like active fighting poses. Is Luca casting right now? Does she not have an active fighting pose, for lack of a better description?
Yeah, because isn't her fighting pose like with the gun to the side?
Yeah.
Right, and they need her to look up, so she has to cast a spell.
Yeah,
she's casting.
Yeah, she's casting.
That mode 7.
That's gross. Sound effect.
Talk about noises. Ooh.
Because it's got a scream, but it has so much like gross under stuff to it.
This reset here, by the way, is also very prog rock. I have to say.
And you're like, it's the beginning of the game.
There's a moment. You guys all know the song "Roundabout"?
No.
By Yes,
Love
this prog rock
Roundabout.
song.
I teach that in my rock class.
That's actually where I know this specific fact about it, is that right at the golden ratio point in that song is where that repeat begins in Roundabout. And it feels like that's about where we're at in Chrono Trigger's plot as well right now.
now I just want to listen to Roundabout.
I have a YouTube video on my YouTube channel of me playing in Audio Surf, if you ever get bored.
Yeah? Very cool. Oh, this song gets me so pumped.
I think Doug did an arrangement of this song.
Yeah, he did.
We shared it.
Yeah.
He shared his transcription, which was super fascinating. There was so much going on in it.
From the chat, in every video game I can think of where there are guns and swords, swords do way more damage.
Yeah, that's purely a Japanese pride thing.
Oh, I never connected it.
Yeah, that's purely like a, samurai's,
Right.
pride kind of thing.
I lied,
Emod's here.
and
Hey, Emod.
it fits Shariq's hypothesis here. In Civilization, lasers do more than swords. That's a Western-made game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, this new place.
This is first associated with the future, right?
Yeah,
This
the
song.
people
Yeah.
who gave up the will to live or something.
Right, and now it's being
Yeah.
used in another ruins setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, really great way to kind of connect time and space.
Yeah.
Just with the
And-
simple using of the same track.
And in this case, what makes it work, there's that really strong bass sound that we have.
Yeah, that kind of
Elsewhere.
like pitch bending kind of like.
This is one of the most
bass.
quoted lines from the game. I really like it.
Win and live. Lose and die. Rule of life.
life,
No change
no
rule.
change.
No change rule.
Old man breed but dead on inside. Burn.
Oh man.
Is there a connection
Also,
here?
how
Do we
are they
think?
not like coughing with all of this smoke?
I'm willing to suspend
Sorry,
that
what?
disbelief for a minute. Is there a connection between the purple-haired Luruba people and the people of Zeal, compared to the Earthbound ones, who are all blonde and brunette?
Yes. I hadn't thought about that until
I
you just
feel
said
like
it,
I've
but
read that.
absolutely.
somewhere
There's an
before,
interesting
yeah.
reversal of fortunes, then, between this era and the next.
Yeah.
It would kind of make sense that they would start oppressing the others, right?
Having been in this situation,
So what is? Oh, now we're out of the music. But we were the Soon Dude 94, who might be my brother, asked, "What is playing the higher melody?"
I think it's meant to be a muted trumpet.
I think
It
so
sounds
too.
like a
Mute.
muted.
Yeah.
You can never be sure,
Muted.
though, with this type of thing.
Could never be sure.
I think with I think it's meant to be like a Harmon mute on a trumpet
That's what I was thinking.
because it has like it
Harmon
has
mute,
really
yeah.
kind of like a jazzy quality to
Right,
it,
exactly.
a lounge quality. and
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
That's what they're going.
Sorry.
Okay, that seems to be a good consensus.
Hi, Lenny.
Hi, Lenny.
I love the period at the end of that response to him, Julian. It's like, hi, this is the end of the conversation.
Hi.
You read me well.
How close in age are you two?
He's 6 years younger than me.
Okay, yeah, my brother's 5 years older than me, so I feel like I relate to this this imperfection,
Yeah.
but from his perspective.
both Shariq and I have little brothers who do, for lack of a better way to describe it, little brother things.
Yeah. But Nabil is, he's 12 years younger than me, so...
I didn't realize he was 12 years... I mean, I guess I did know that if I would have been willing to do the math, I just don't think about it.
Yeah, he's 12 years younger than me, so...
Yeah, I guess that makes me the only youngest sibling here on the stream tonight.
There's so many little brothers.
My brother was just enough older that he didn't really like beat up on me, but he used a lot of psychological torture.
Oh yeah, that's what older siblings are about.
Yeah, like when he convinced me that I could he convinced me that I could go to another dimension if I walked into the wall hard enough, but it was a specific wall.
Nice.
Awesome.
Like platform 9 3/4 or something.
Yeah, exactly. It was the brick like mantle for a fireplace. That was specifically.
There's a train platform on the other side.
Yeah.
You become really good at gaslighting when you're an older sibling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
This was before those books came out, but yeah. And then,
Sure.
my mom comes in and I'm crying, and then, she's like, gets him to apologize, and then as soon as she leaves the room, he's like, you just gotta believe, Dana. She's not believing hard enough.
I will say it's a lot easier for me to follow the chat this week now that my, chat in stream looks decent compared to previous weeks when I didn't have XSplit yet.
Yeah. Oh, this is Primitive Mountain, right?
Yeah, this is the top of the mountain.
Music is so...
Okay, dude who deleted Older Brother's Final Fantasy VI save file, you are not cool.
Oh yeah, Nabil did that to my Zelda Ocarina of Time file.
We all have a story.
Full Ocarina of Time file with all of the all the coins, all the sages, everything.
No.
And he just deleted it.
No.
Hey, I like that we can see Lavos in the distance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This always freaked me out. I'm trying to think of a genre that this music emulates, and I just can't think of one.
So, do you guys want me to take Luca or Frog? I'll take either one of those two.
Frog, because he gets really cute text with Isla.
Okay.
Okay.
I choose my parties entirely based on what texts I get in this game.
Speaking of texts, we don't have anything for her. Well, I guess we don't need it.
Robo is a no-go. I do like Robo with Isla. I do like Robo with Isla, I agree.
They're the opposite poles of time. And stuff. Yep, it is. Beast Talk is ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah, it is.
I should play this game again. I haven't played it in years.
Oh, Tyrion Castle. Can we just listen to this for a second?
Yeah, we can.
Again, we get that beautiful, slow, baroque kind of intro.
This is definitely a reeded pipe organ sound.
Oh yeah, this is gonna get good.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Of the non-boss themes, this is readily the most prog rock track in the soundtrack.
Oh god, yeah.
Starting with that pipe organ and moving into this ridiculous groove.
Well, it's interesting how it has like the brass in there too. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like pure rock in terms of instrumentation.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I don't know if that plays into the fact that this is sort of like a castle or a lair. Or just that there's a lot of brass in the soundtrack in general, and it's just like, well, plop it on here as well.
Yeah, I mean that trumpet sound, that sample that he uses in this soundtrack. I mean, it's everywhere, and it's honestly like it's pretty strong. You know, so
Yeah.
I mean,
I love the part that comes up after this loop, assuming we don't get in another fight.
Sorry, I'm about to, but it's going to be a short fight, and it
It's okay.
remembers our spot in the track.
Yeah.
Frog was
that
the
is
right
nice.
choice here, by the way, because he does more critical hits because of the hero medal.
Yeah.
And critical hits will pierce the physical defense on these guys. Alright, here's the part you wanted.
Yeah.
the showcase for the bass line.
Oh, I love that little slide down.
I like this
we get a
quiet
little-
part here,
Yeah.
actually.
Yes, this is the part I meant.
Oh,
It's
that
like
brass
we have
thing
like a
comes
music
in,
box moment,
I
and
got
then like
just a
slow
hint
jam
of like
bass.
David Wise, Donkey Kong Country. Just for that one moment.
Yeah, that
I
kind of
feel like this entire song is a song for the bass player. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like,
This whole
absolutely.
soundtrack is for the bass player.
yeah. But this one in particular is just like it really showcases like the bass line.
Fun.
You know, for the longest time, this was the only dungeon that I used Isla. After this, she went away forever for me. And I mean, that's probably going to be the case with this playthrough as well.
Poor Isla. Deprived of her singing mountain quest. She's just not as cool.
She is pretty
Yes,
readily
yes.
the game's best single character, though.
Is there a ROM hack that reinstates the Singing Mountain?
It's restored on the DS remake.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep. I mean, there are ROM hacks that do it too, but if there is an official version, that one's better by default, almost. And there are all sorts of ROM hacks.
That's C sharp to C. Oh, I love that chord slip.
That bend. The bends.
Everything just
That's our
slips on down.
Everything about this track is awesome. We're approaching a part of the game where, like, the next 5 new pieces of music we hear are all, like, top 10 video game pieces of music ever written.
I'm like nervous. I must say, as wonderful as this track is, I did get quite annoyed by it. I think because this is an annoying part of the game for me.
It's because this dungeon is long.
Yeah,
The
this is
dungeon
a
is
long
long, and when the piece is like really, really cool, like I think it's like almost too much, like too much auditory.
There's a lot of
information.
game designers that have commented on
That heavy part with like, you know, that where it's just hit, you know, real on those
Yeah.
downs. It can really like it's plotting. It can plot, especially if you hear it a lot.
It is literally. Wah, wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah.
Yeah, I mean, And it's nice that it's broken up with like the slower music boxy sections and stuff. Otherwise, it would really be not, you know, as good
like
as
impressive.
it is.
We had talked a little bit about using fourths and fifths to represent the primitive, right?
Last
time. Yeah,
tonight, but we
last
did 2 weeks ago.
It is like it's all fourths in that opening section. All fourths.
Do you think
harmony.
of that as like transferring the kind of like power chord, the sort of rock fourths to the idea of the primitive?
Yeah, it lines up beautifully because we want to use, you know, rock. I think is kind of a generic pun, you know, and that like the Stone Age rock concept. But yeah, like there was also something very primal about this. They were the first to emerge in harmony in the West, and so we always tend to use them to signify like power and structure and like lack of complexity in a lot of ways.
So Shariq is totally right. There's definitely equipment hand-me-downs. Like Chrono will always get the best gear down the line.
It's trickle down, man.
Trickle down equipping. I'm remembering that one.
Called power chords for a reason, indeed.
There's also the idea of like the primitive also being related to kind of the primitive reptile brain and the kind of like power of that kind, like that element kind of what is being as well. Particular in general, I think like power rock chords, there's a kind of like base masculinity happening and kind of pushing over a lot of weird hyper masculine stuff going on.
Ooh man, 3 fights in a row. Give me a break. I'd actually forgotten that this dungeon was here. I thought I got one Zeal visit, then this dungeon, but it's the other way around.
The chat. Do you not consider yourself a lady, Julianne?
I am a woman. I don't know if I'm a lady.
I mean, just think of the great ladies in history. Marmalade, Godiva,
Gaga.
Jane, Gaga.
There you go.
Madonna.
I feel like the worst potential option, incidentally, is when somebody's like, "Oh, I was talking with a female a couple hours ago." It's like,
Ooh.
don't do that,
Ooh,
please,
no,
God.
no.
That's so clinical. Please don't.
So anyway, I don't know if anyone heard me saying it louder a little bit. I was just saying that a lot of kind of power chords project a certain rock-based masculinity. They think relate to a sort of primitive sense of like your lizard brain and like going on your base instincts, and so I was relating all of that to the game.
Yeah, there's been some interesting work on like quote unquote cock rock and hard rock of the 70s and projections of masculinity. So for all the pop music scholars are into that.
I do think a little bit of that is being imported into the game here. A little bit.
Well, that's kind of interesting in how that's contrasted with the fact that your main character that you get from, this era is a very strong woman.
Yeah. That's why it's like subverted in a lot of ways and complicated, absolutely, because you could make that a really simple, basic association, but the game is complex enough that it's not like that. We were talking a similar thing with like the kind of primitive music being potentially problematic with like rhythm and everything. But everyone's blonde and white, so.
I like how Frog continually does the mouth thing during that. Did you guys see that?
I think I missed it.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna do the same tech again. Okay, watch Frog during this. Yeah.
Oh. I guess it's to indicate that he's active. He's an active part of that tech.
Yeah, I guess.
He doesn't really do anything.
His role there is now done, right? Like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so to the chat, cock rock is Simon Frith's term. It's not mine. Yeah, he basically describes it as like anything that's kind of crude and like very boastful and aggressive. So it has not only to do with the sound, but also just the way that a lot of those rock stars were dressing, the really tight pants and the long hair and the sort of like, I can still be a sex guy no matter how I present myself.
Right.
That kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Form.
I forget what butt rock actually refers to. I know it's just like, it's kind of derisive, but
yeah, I don't know butt rock as a term.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
And I would Google that, but I really don't want to know what's going to come up if I Google butt rock.
Yeah, I'm not Googling butt rock. That's not going to be a thing for me tonight.
I'm totally Googling butt
I'll
rock.
throw myself on the sword here.
Sometimes you have to stop and ask yourself.
Alright, according to Urban Dictionary,
nothing but rock.
a popular term referring to a subgenre of hard rock, strongly influenced by post-grunge and new metal.
Ah. Okay, well at least Urban Dictionary came to the rescue, because...
Butt rock includes groups like
metal.
Back, Seether, Theory of a Dead Man, Three Doors Down, Breaking Benjamin, Stained, etc. Interesting.
Ah. Yeah, I feel like you take safe search off on that one, and it would go downhill really quickly.
I mean, to be fair, Google is fairly sanitized these days. You're not gonna like see something just by searching for it on Google, even if you have safe search on. Off.
That's true. Nisbel is so swole. I can't.
Yeah, he's ripped.
Like, who? How does a dinosaur get gains like that? Like, my goodness. Look at those arms!
Yeah.
He does not skip arm day at the gym.
No, he doesn't.
Also, what is that noise when he runs into you? I know that he's not the only one
bell?
to use that attack. It's such a bizarre...
bell.
It's a weird sound effect for what the action is, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what boss is doing it always sounds strange to me.
It's kind of like a cartoony clonk you in the head, like bell sound.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Oh, yeah, maybe.
something like that, yeah.
Is it for physical attacks? It could be evoking like the bell in like a boxing match or something.
Oh, I didn't think that
I like the idea of a boxing match.
Or it's more of like a clang, actually.
It is definitely a clang. It just seems to me that it would fit more in a less serious battle.
Yeah. I mean, Chrono Trigger rarely takes. I mean, it takes itself seriously at at certain points, like when they're talking about basically like God and everything, but.
But it's not a serious game.
I mean, Chrono Trigger plays a lot for comedy, in terms of like, I mean, when Chrono falls down a hole, he like hovers there for a second and makes like an "oh no" face, and then he'll fall down.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, this game is never afraid to mix in some of that silliness, especially in terms of sound effects, but also the sprite animations.
Yeah.
That's also very Toriyama, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I hate Avian Rex. They're obnoxious.
I don't mind everything here, basically. It gives good experience, easy to fight.
Not if you're slightly under-leveled, though. I remember thinking these guys were a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
My problem right now is I'm out of shelters. And so I'm trying just to not take any damage or cast any spells until the boss.
Mm.
Rats, wrong one. The worst music joke I have heard you make in a long time. Terrible.
Oh.
I have not presented enough lately. I'm too busy, in theory, writing my dissertation.
In theory.
In theory.
No, I like it.
Are you done?
No explanation needed.
Who, me?
Yeah, are you like finishing up?
Yeah, I'm like 1,000 or 1,500 words shy of being done.
That's nothing.
I know. I
My
really
goal
just
is
need
to
another 2 work
writing
days.
done
I'm
soon.
hoping to get most of it done tomorrow. Yesterday, though, I watched politics all day. I didn't get anything done yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Was
It was a total waste of a day for me. I made like 2 examples for the dissertation, and otherwise I just like feared for the country, basically.
Really hard to be productive lately.
So, check out, I feel like this is Nizbal's throne, like his massive arms and back fit neatly into the holes.
Wait, can you sit in it? Yeah, can't you sit in this later? And then laugh?
No, you cannot.
What?
Oh. Later, when you go back in a different area, you can sit in and like Chrono will laugh.
Huh. That's pretty sweet.
I think
one of my favorite moments. I think it's when you do the side quest later on. Later in the game where you're getting like the rainbow shell and stuff. And you end up going to the castle that like in, I think it's 600.
Okay.
There's Lavos drifting away.
Yep, it's falling. This battle is probably going to take me 20 minutes. I don't know how we're going to get through it. Except, is this the first... This is the first time we hear this battle music.
Is it?
Yeah.
Some, like, little triplets in the trumpet.
You've definitely heard this before.
Kind of like an inversion of the other boss theme.
Yeah, a little bit.
So we talked about this, like, the fluttering fruit wine, or whatever
what
that
boss
is.
do we hear this?
Yeah, I think when you fight the Masamune brothers.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
that's when it is.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
Okay, yeah.
It's like, it's in some cave somewhere, I remember.
Oh wow, that mode 7.
I know, for that rock.
Yeah, this is totally an inversion of the other boss theme.
So how do you mean?
So the other boss theme goes ba 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 ba. It goes up, but the start of this goes down instead.
Yeah, the contours are all inverted.
It reminds me much more of like Magus's theme, that kind of descent through a vaguely Phrygian mode.
Yeah, but this has a much closer fanfare quality.
Yeah, this is definitely
like the other boss theme.
And we talked about how this doesn't include any sort of rock instrumentation. It has some impossible timpani and mostly brass and wind instruments, right?
Yeah, this is a purely like an orchestral kind of like approach.
Yeah.
The unused battle theme is used for the arena in the remake.
Yeah.
Or the... Not really a remake, because it's all the same graphics, I guess, but the ports. I agree that the Falcon Slash trivializes this fight, but that would require more effort than I was willing to do to get it.
Yeah, that's usually what I end up doing here. I guess there's still like an electric bass. I actually can't really tell right now. But other than that, it really doesn't signify the same kind of rock that we're used to.
No, I think this is another case of impossible timpani.
Yeah, there's a lot of chromatic things going on.
Yeah, I feel like the timpani is basically being used as the bass line here.
I think this is probably the game's most boring fight, just because he has far more HP than he needs to have for the challenge it presents.
It goes on so long.
Well, he's so big. Like, it's like a huge animation.
Yes, he is.
Like, you expect a lot of HP in such a design, you know?
Yeah, everything about him is a little bit overdone, though.
I agree with Lenny, actually. The timpani does make it feel more grand than a normal bass would.
Yeah, this is more of a wind ensemble, I think, than an orchestra.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, we don't get nearly as much orchestral in this game. But I think it's just the idea of being able to have a pitched drum is very appealing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a go-to. Some viola pointlessly doubling the trumpet line. Oh man.
I mean, this is another instance of, you know, Mitsuda just loving this trumpet sample. Also.
Yeah. Oh snap, Julianne!
Viola burn.
Pointlessly doubling.
What?
What then?
What?
I love viola. I'm viola.
Half offended by that.
I've always been a huge fan of Spire, by the way. It's probably my favorite dual tech in the game.
I mean, it's brutal looking.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It also feels like the one that makes the most sense. It's like, I'm gonna stick a sword in this, and then you cast lightning. And...
Yeah.
Never get tired of this track. Like, this can last 20 minutes and I'm happy about it.
Really? I'm kind of done with it at this point.
I know, me too.
I don't know, there's something about it. Must have got impossible thing.
It's not that it's a bad track by any means, but like, I'm ready, you know?
Mm-hmm. Also, the modulation is helpful. Like, it's really the same thing over and over again, but it does modulate back and forth, so it keeps some sort of livelihood to it. Liveliness.
It takes forever to do 50,000 damage.
So I guess while we're sitting in this battle, might be a good time to plug my students' recital on Saturday.
Oh yeah, that is coming up. That's gonna be awesome.
So we will be streaming it, and I'm going to post a link right now. My students' recital is all video game music. It's going to be on Saturday for folks in the Cleveland area. It's right in Tremont. But we are going to be streaming with the help of Chris Hatala's organization, Games Done Legit. He's going to be in charge of streaming, so I don't know exactly what that's going to entail, but we will post the link in this event page, so if you we'll go to that, and you can mark, that you're interested or you're going, then you'll see the link when we pop up here. But we're playing stuff from Chrono Trigger, Castlevania, Halo, Super Mario 2, Undertale, Shadow of the Colossus. Really great program. And these are two high school students, sophomore and senior, and they have done all of the arrangements themselves, not to mention the work of learning some really difficult game music. They pretty much never changed the keys on anything and never simplified any of the parts. So they're learning stuff. Insanely difficult. Doing an amazing job with it. And we're also going to be taking donations, both at the door, and there will be a donation link as well to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America. So we're hoping to raise like $500-ish for that. So that link will also be in the event page. So
awesome.
For anyone interested in video game music, you can hear my students rolling that.
I forgot that this track plays for Azala, like we're meant to sympathize with him.
Yeah.
Wait, Azala's a him?
I always thought it was a him.
No, it's a her.
It's a her? Oh yeah, no, it is a her.
She's the queen, right?
Yeah, she is the queen of the Revitites. It is a lizard, primarily, so I forgot for a moment. My apologies. I've always wondered if there's like a weird time paradox here. If humans only know magic because of Lavos, and Azala and the Revitites only die because Chrono and crew defeat them right here, it creates a chicken-egg situation. But we just have to not think about it as much as...
I always did assume, actually, that the gates are connected to Lavos and all the time slips, and therefore magic might be as well. So I don't think that is wrong to suggest that. Oh, and while we're talking about the recital, this piece that is playing right now is is in the Chrono Trigger medley. So you can hear it play live on Saturday at 4 p.m. for those that are interested in coming to stream when it gets up. One of my favorite like catastrophe themes in any game.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just like, it's so textbook, right? It's just that falling half step. Bum, bum.
It was chromatic, big organ stuff.
There's nothing. Yeah. There's nothing like unique at all about it. It's just
big
an effective
trope.
Use of a cliche.
Yep.
Yeah.
I always laughed like Lavos is literally the comet that wipes out the dinosaurs.
Yeah. I think that was intentional.
Nice sound.
Yeah, that's
that
like classic
screech.
Lavos, right?
Yep.
With that kind of gate sound, too.
It's worth mentioning Mitsuda got his start as a sound designer before he became a composer. The dragon screech in Final Fantasy V, which is not unlike that, is his.
Well, I think there's a sensitivity to timbre in this game and how to use it for maximum effect that really reflects the sound design background. You know, it's not based on like motivic construction so much as what sound we're chasing and kind of building it that way.
I like the framing of this scene right here. Lavos is so big and we are so small.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all you can really hear is just the wind.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we'll kill him while he's baby Lavos. You get that cold wind again.
Yeah, and you see it too, which is awesome.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Now, I have a question. Can you go this way and visit the Earthbound Village early? You can. That's pretty sweet. We're not going to do it. I just was curious to see if you could. What I do want to do, though, is this, I think.
Always a good idea.
Actually, the next time I have to fight anything, we'll put Luca back. For the sake of the plot, it makes sense to have these two in, because they have the most interesting reactions to Magus and Scala, respectively. I love this piece of music. Is this still the most remixed piece of music on Overclock
It
Remix?
must. I was just gonna say.
No.
It's either this or Ice Cap Zone, or maybe...
No, Ice Cap Zone actually does not have as many remixes as people think it does. It might be this one.
The other one that comes close is the Radical Dreamers theme.
It might actually be Super Mario Brothers 1-1.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
I'll check.
Is this also
Oh, it's Terra. It's Terra's theme.
From Final Fantasy VI, okay.
Yeah, and then it's
okay.
Corridor of
Oh.
Time. Then it's Corridor of Time. And then it's Shala's theme. And then it's Dr. Wily Stage 1, Mega Man 2. And then Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
The top 5. Yeah, Chrono Trigger holds 2 of the top 5. Working on a remix that combines this song with Shala's theme and also Lava Reef Zone from Sonic and Knuckles.
Nice. Oh, hold on, I gotta shut the books to make it happen.
Yeah, we talked about the Gamelan connection here when we've had brief snippets of this in the past.
There's a lot of like Eastern instrumentation in this piece.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, and I think it evokes also the idea that sort of the East is the place where technology happens.
Yeah, there's like an
that-
enlightenment kind of feeling to it.
like the kind of exoticism of technology in this
Yeah.
world, as well as the fact that like, oh, the Chinese discovered this thing 8 million years before we did in the West.
Yeah,
Even the
and
word
then-
guru is Eastern,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
The Guru is Indian, actually.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Indian. Yeah.
It comes from Indian culture.
So, yeah.
And you
like-
hear that in the music too. There's like the sitar.
The sitar, yeah.
The tabla in the percussion is also there.
And then I love that it's Specchio's theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, again, signaling this is not like a... It's an optional battle, it's not a particularly high-stakes battle. Because I think
Death
you
on
get
the line,
health restored
right?
no matter what, right?
Yeah, you don't. As long as death is not on the line, you don't have the typical battle theme.
You
Yeah.
can die here, though. There's a 50% chance when they strike you at 1 HP, they'll kill you.
Ah.
And when there's 6 of them around, that matters.
Then never mind.
I mean, most people aren't gonna die. As long as you know Lightning 2, you're good for it. But it is possible, and I say that because I have, in fact, lost it before. How come they only deal 1 damage to Frog?
Like his theme is very Paul Simon.
Like Paul Simon's like colonialist stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's got like a real like either like a Call Me Al or like a Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes kind of feel to it.
You know, I was struggling to say what this reminded me of, and that's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty accurate comparison.
I mean, if it's a little bit more up tempo and you added some like African singers into it, it's like dead ringer for a Paul Simon tune.
For sure.
Yep. Weird, problematic stuff. Good time.
I love that little just like antecedent consequent phrase there. So good. Just so bright. It's so happy. It resolves beautifully.
Yeah, none of these lingering, like, weird suspensions that are in the rest of the music. Very clear cut.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of fanfares in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that ostinato like gamelan.
I love how all these people have like everything you could ever want, and all they do is like pass out and sleep all day.
That's
Well,
that's the indictment. That's the indictment of that kind of society.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you wouldn't sleep if you had more free time? I agree that truth exists in herbal tea. I agree with that guy.
Just really enjoying this music. I'm like not saying anything.
It's like magic.
I like
mean,
the
it's
balance between the strings and the sitar too.
The weird vocal strings.
This theme has always
It's more
just
of
been
a-
so
it's more of like
special
a
to me.
box.
Like just
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
well, we've talked about this before in this game that I think there's actually one channel in strings and one channel doing voice to make it kind of both at the same time.
Yeah. It's interesting
Yeah,
that
I mean,
though the Enlightened ones are supposed to be so awesome, if you actually visit Terra Cave, you can buy like real equipment, and there they only sell you like potions and whatnot.
yeah, well, they're assuming that they don't have anything to contribute, right? But clearly they've built a whole society and they're surviving in a hellish ice age. But yeah, the sense of wonder that Zeal evoked in me as a child playing this game, this floating continent is just so beautifully rendered. The
I know.
theme is just absolutely magical.
So as a kid, I spent an inordinate amount of time trying to figure out if it was possible to get to that blue spot up there and the Sun Palace in the southwest without realizing that both places are in fact represented elsewhere.
Oh yeah. I think I was the same too. And then on the replay, I was like, oh, making all these connections.
Oh wait, yeah, actually that is the book I need. We can do that one.
It's a really
you have to do them in the right order, though.
Yeah, no.
It's a really beautiful version of the Zeal theme on the Chrono Trigger Chrono Cross Arrange album, the official one.
Yes, with Laura Shijihara singing.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
singing
that's
it.
good.
It's amazing. It's incredible.
That's by far my favorite arrangement of this. The lyrics, and I'm normally like give or take, even as like a vocalist myself, I'm normally give or take adding lyrics where they don't exist in game music. Those lyrics, though, are outrageously good.
I think that's the strong part of that track more than anything, is that the lyrics themselves are actually very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Rock.
Right. I'll be back here in a little bit to scratch that new once I learn how to scratch him.
That's not creepy at all.
I know, right?
Is there a link to that song you guys are talking about?
I can find it.
Yeah.
It's on Laura's
Somebody
YouTube page,
posted it last
Shariq. I don't have a browser up right now to do it easily.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Thanks.
If there's an official, I think it's on her YouTube.
Yeah, I will say I do like that one, but I'm such like a
I like when
purist.
you enter Zeal proper here.
I am very weird at adding lyrics.
Because of your relatively recent experience with the drone in the castle, immediately you know something is very wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if I can find the album version.
I know we've talked about
Oh
it
yeah,
a
she
little
just
bit.
does a piano cover.
So we talked about the Citra. And the kind of ritualism that the system implies. And just even the way yes, we have the drone that adds that kind of timelessness, also the creepiness. We know something's not right.
Yeah.
But I also just love the parallel motion of the string.
Yeah, that for me is very like ancient. It's like a little bit of an ancient vibe to it. That particular kind of parallel motion here, way different from that like rock parallel fourths and stuff.
All right, so I can't find that version. I'm just gonna link the actual album on VGMDB.
Okay.
And folks
I think,
can.
to quote the chat, I didn't catch it quite in time, but I think the drone is an A instead of a B flat, so very slightly lower.
I think so too. Doesn't change my argument that it recalls the drone.
Oh, it does recall the drone. But shall I say?
I know.
Some of us say Scala, but that's okay.
Yeah, the German in me wants the hard H, right?
The Italian.
I love that slight pitch bend on that high note in the melody.
And the little the little turn too.
Yeah, there's all sorts of subtleties here. They're just perfection.
There's a lot of pitch bending in the flute. I think that also like contributes sort of like the exoticness of the track.
So I don't hear it as a flute. I hear it as an oboe, which traditionally doesn't do pitch bending.
Really?
Which is the wah, wah.
I definitely hear this as closer to oboe, like oboe adjacent.
Yeah.
Oboe
adjacent. It is reeded.
I feel like it's a reeded thing.
Yeah.
I have always heard it as like
minor,
as a flute, like a pan flute or something.
I'm gonna wait for it to come around again now before I keep going.
Yeah.
There's a breathier quality that you don't get in the reeded. I mean, of course it's Super Nintendo quality, but I mean, I'm hearing this more of a flute.
It's definitely the styles of turns that it does is not an oboe styling at all.
Yeah.
So I definitely hear the flute, especially pan flute stylings.
Yeah.
But it seems reedier to me than a pan flute would be. Like more sawtooth, less sine wave.
Yeah.
We have some suggestions in the chat.
Yeah, Hichiriki, the Japanese oboe, Eastern double reed.
I'd definitely buy an Eastern reeded instrument that we don't know. Given like what did Doug say last week that it's the oud in the jar that he had last week? Percussion instrument that's an Eastern instrument not normally used in Western settings. And so it doesn't surprise me to hear that there's another one of those creeping up.
Yeah, I really think those pitch bends are suggesting more of like a flute.
Yeah, no, for sure it's not like oboe can't do those types of bends, right?
Yeah.
So, I'd be interested to go track down and hear the Japanese oboe that got linked in the chat.
Yeah, and just in case folks aren't listening, if we let this loop one more time here.
Yeah. And the ostinato, what instrument or do we hear that as?
Gamelan. I don't know. Bells. Some kind of bell. Oh, here it is. The Magus quote.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yep, that's sort of top half of the quote, of the line.
So if you do a search for the album Halfont, Halfont, and search for Alphador the Cat, this guy ripped all of the sound fonts from Chrono Trigger and using the Scala sounds made his own theme for Alphador the Cat, which is pretty awesome.
Oh.
Alphador? That's terrible.
I'm not a huge fan of like everything on that album, but that one track is really good.
I have a cat sleeping next to me.
Otherwise, I feel like this theme is so well loved just because it does a lot with very little.
Has all our classic Chrono Trigger elements, ostinato.
Yeah.
Use of slightly
Very
unusual instrumentation.
Yeah.
I really like the slight echo effect of the ostinato and the bells, by the way. You almost hear it as dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
dun,
it's like 16th notes instead of
Right.
8th.
I'm pretty sure if you look into the SPC file, it actually is offset. It's not just an echo.
Yeah.
Like it's the same instrument repeated twice, offset.
Yes.
Yeah, like in another channel, right?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the Super Nintendo did. I mean, I'm not an expert on it, but the Super Nintendo did have that unique reverb style that they were able to double in Super Audio Kart and plug in.
Right.
Reverb. And I remember Andy talking to someone about that on Twitter.
Huh.
There's a really good, I forget her name, but she's a really good chiptune artist. She does a lot of like recreations in Super Nintendo.
Okay.
And like she'll take like some song and remake it to sound like it's from Mega Man 7. And
Nice.
she's like an expert on that stuff, so that's how they were able to achieve that.
I'm gonna confirm real quick. I have the SPC open, so.
Right, I'm gonna keep going, because as much as I want to listen to this, we do have to actually finish the game, too. One more thing I will say is that the ostinato here returns to brilliant effect at the very end of Chrono Cross.
I know Wiz Khalifa sampled this song, and I mean this track, and a bunch of, and maybe several other Chrono Trigger tracks. Find the one.
Uh-oh. The tension is mounting.
I know, right? That drone. Part of why we like Scala's theme so much is she's the only person to get a theme that's not a playable character. And so, like, the game artificially elevates her to this important state.
They just did that thing where they say the title of the movie in the
Hold on, it occurs to me I have to go scratch that new really fast. Gotta get my free stat upgrades.
Huh. Okay, yeah. Okay, so in digging in the SPC file, there is an echo effect applied to SPC1. That's the main thing you hear, but there's also a second voice in SPC8 that's adding some more echo to it.
Interesting.
Okay, so it's both.
So it's like when you add reverb and delay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this Wiz Khalifa. I don't know this.
I'm not a fan of it, actually.
It's such a lower key, though.
Yeah, it is. Then it reminds me of that album Chrono, where someone is rapping. Or no, they mix what? They mix like Jay-Z and Chrono Trigger tracks. Who was that?
That doesn't sound good to me.
Amazing. By
Actually,
Too Mellow.
Maybe. Yeah, Too Mellow. Some of them are really good. Some of them are less good. That's what I'll have to say.
Oh, those are ridiculous.
I do like that you can talk to Massa and Mune here.
Because they don't know that you fought yet.
That's right. But I like the idea of thinking of them as existing not just as, like, the guardian spirits of this sword, but here they're, like, alive and moving around doing actual things. I need to go up to the other room first, my bad. Yeah, here.
This is where you're like, oh.
We haven't seen that here yet, and that's
it's
all in the future.
But
it's hard to say that.
We've seen her pendant before in exactly that same sprite, so we're like, oh.
Right, and if you don't get it,
of course,
the
then they
NPC there
on
will
it.
tell you.
Yeah. You're like, oh, maybe if I go charge it up in that weird machine.
Alright, off to the weird machine.
This is such a weird track.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for sure we were talking about what is that emblem, like the crest. It's the Mammon machine. There it is.
Wow. Yeah, that mind blown. I always just saw it as a weird face.
Yeah, but
Like a dragon.
down to the spikes on the shoulders, that's exactly the Mammon machine right there.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Wow.
Snuck in that little jumping animation for her.
Yep, and the muscle for Frog.
Evildoers.
Uh-oh, the prophet.
Right, George Bush.
You guys are some bad hombres.
Oh no.
You said you think you could oppose me, you foreigners.
Oh no.
Oh.
Too real. Not as real as Final Fantasy VI, but getting there.
I feel like Dalton is a pretty good analog to Trump.
I don't know. Trump has never had hair that gorgeous.
He thinks he does, which is the key, I guess.
I'm gonna lose this fight really hard.
It's hitting hard.
You're allowed to lose this, though.
Wait, I did not realize now where the face of this monster was.
What do you mean? He has
Are you
eyes and a
thinking
mouth.
that the horns or...
I thought it was at the, like, the top, on the horn, and I, like, never even saw the eyes, the mouth, like...
Oh.
I
It is
don't
like
know
he has a
why.
second face up there.
This is like the
Alright. I'm gonna go get something to drink while we're in a theme we've heard a lot.
Sounds good. As long as you don't physically strike this guy, I think you can win this. Doesn't help either particularly low damage team right now. You are supposed to lose it, but you can win. I think you get something if you do.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about Chrono Trigger. Like, there's, you know, especially if you do New Game Plus, you've got the whole thing where you can just go and fight Magus.
Right. I think that's why they specifically allow you to win this fight as well, as they have to account for New Game Plus players, for which this fight would just be a joke.
Salty Dulty. That's a great term.
Yeah, I'm definitely on board with Salty Dalty.
Fights where you assume you're supposed to die, but it's actually not one of those fights. I think we've all been there. I think this is one of those narrative bosses that's way too hard and you're supposed to die, so I'm not even gonna try, and then you just die.
Usually in a JRPG, if you absolutely get wrecked, there's a gimmick to the fight that you have missed.
Yeah. Saw that a lot in Persona 5.
Oh, I've not played Persona 5 yet.
It's definitely worth a look, and the soundtrack is incredible.
Here we go, I win.
Awesome.
He looks
There
even
he
more
is.
like Donald Trump now that he's orange.
He built a wall around you.
I feel like winning that fight, by the way, like, proves that you're useful and warrants Scala rescuing you here.
Yeah, it makes more sense because she sees that you're strong.
Right. Whereas if you just get whipped, it's like, what are these three losers gonna do? Even so, you're an outsider that can use magic, I guess. So is this a third? No, this is the beginning of the Zeal theme again. And I don't know if, while I was doing the other two Zeal towns, it flashed by fast enough. But the game makes it apparent that you're supposed to know this is Magus under the hood. It's not like a mystery to the player. Assuming you talk to the people in the town, anyway.
I love that mystery chest theme.
I know, it's fantastic. Does the trading post man offer the ruby mail yet? No, not yet. Hey, if you want Scala in your party, you just have to play the next one. We're actually going to go here really quickly for some treasure chest fun stuff. Because no matter how fast I go, I can't get through the Ocean Palace in half an hour when we're going to stop. So I'm going to take the time to do this instead. And then we'll stop like after I do the 2300 AD stuff.
Alright.
Because there's no point in like getting one save point inside the Ocean Palace.
That is a long dungeon.
Yeah. Now, I have a question for people who have played the game a lot. If Jesse's still on, maybe he would know. If you power level and beat Lavos at the end of the Ocean Palace dungeon, does that trigger the alternate ending as the primary first ending you get in the game?
Will trigger the alternate ending as the primary first? What do you mean by that?
Can you get the alternate ending if on your first playthrough you kill Lavos at the end of the Ocean Palace?
Oh, on your first playthrough. Without a New Game Plus?
Right, right. Or does it force you to lose the first time?
Good question.
My suspicion is you can probably just get the alternate ending. But it makes no sense, like, from a narrative perspective.
I've only gotten a few of the possible endings. Including, like, the developer's ending by accident. On a New Game Plus, it's like, oh, I didn't mean to go to Lavos this early. Oh, crap. I'm Chrono. Like, oh, no. Then I...
Alright, the fourth one of those chests you can get readily is actually in Magus Castle, and you can't get there. For a very long time, so I'm not going to bother triggering that one in 600 AD. Oh, I don't know, Lenny. Let's say you were over-leveling so you don't, like, die while 30 people are watching you play, for instance. The Guardia Forest chest isn't actually a two-way chest. They're technically in different places, so I'll get it later. Oh, actually, yes to here. So, places connected to Zeal. Remember that blue area you couldn't get to? Here it is. If you check yourself on the map here, we're in the northeast part of the map right now. The blue thing was in the northeast of Zeal. This is the ruins of that spot.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't hear Dana speaking. I just heard Shariq speaking.
Yeah.
I heard Julianne. But no Dana.
Hello?
There you are.
Can you hear me now? I was gonna say, I had wandered up here the very first time I played when I was in Medina Village, because I wander everywhere. I was so annoyed until this point where I'm like, oh. I will say that this theme makes me incredibly sad. The open door or whatever, I can't remember.
Like hard bass hit on the piano.
Ugh, it's heartbreaking. And then it goes into this little like waltzy thing.
I know, it's so
It
like
has no, you have no
disorienting.
context for it here either.
Yeah.
I will say the safe helm is the only correct choice here, because the swallow is soon to be
The
replaced.
only.
Whereas the safe helm is the best helm in the game.
Trickle down.
Yep, that's right. In fact, actually, yeah, it is some trickle down stuff. There you go.
I love this harmonic progression. It's just so lovely.
And does that play, actually? Well, we're going to talk more about this theme. Yeah, it plays. When it comes into the actual context for its use. Well, I want to save it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't played the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Endgame, you take the helmets because it's easier to charm one dress than 3 helmets to get the other. If you're only going to get one, I would go with the helmets, though.
I love this theme.
Nothing beats the hua!
Everything about the Millennial Fair theme and the fair itself is awesome.
It's really hard to play on piano. I keep trying.
I've never tried to play this on piano before.
I have that, like...
Dana plays accordion, and now that I've remembered that, I feel like you need to learn this on accordion.
The Millennial Fair theme on accordion?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna look up sheet music. Maybe I can do that
See,
for
listen
you.
to it. It's totally accordion in the background, right?
Right here, yeah.
Oh, this part, yeah. That street fair vibe.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, the town fair. Like, exactly what this is. I'm
actually gonna try and learn a couple video game songs. I entered a Bob's Burgers talent show at the Nerd Bar here in town, and the owner said we need a couple more people to sign up, but you're not allowed to play violin. She knew I had, a couple little degrees in that, so
that's fun.
She specifically requested my accordion.
Here it is. I do wish the game explicitly told you how to upgrade all these treasure chests, because these elemental armors are pretty clearly the best stuff. And you're really losing something if you don't get them. Upstairs. I like how you can take the boat, by the way.
Yeah, the ferry.
We'll do that, yeah.
Woo! These accordion parts are hard. They require a lot of stepwise motion, which I'm not very good at yet.
Impossible accordion?
It's not no, not at all. Just competent accordion. I'm good at circle of fifths motion. I'm not so good at, like, chromatic bass lines.
Yeah, I've had a lot of strategy guides.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love how unabashedly beautiful that theme is. That overworld theme when you're walking around.
It's just so happy.
Oh no,
in 1000. Right here in 1000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So idyllic.
mean, most of the other parts of the game are pretty bleak, so you need something.
Yeah.
To balance that out. Alright, here we go.
The gate is an F, by the way.
Huh.
We just heard this in the prehistoric era, most recently.
Yep.
Ugh. This is what despair sounds like.
I don't want this one.
I love how there's 2 Empire State Buildings that are destroyed over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, this was a much more advanced society than ours. You know, they had magic.
Oh, I haven't actually activated the other gate yet. That's weird. Well, I can do that. Well, whoever wanted me to get the forest treasure chest, I'm about to get one of them.
Huh.
Had to do some fourth dimensional thinking to save time. Oh, you can't get there. You have to go to Protodome. I suck at this game.
Avian chaos.
I thought for sure you could get to that gate. Sorry, everybody.
What actually is that instrument, this plucked instrument?
Like a finger harp almost?
It's supposed to be a harp.
Yeah.
But there's more like accurate harp samples or renditions.
What's
in
the
this game.
What's the real name for that African instrument that I only know as finger harp? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? There's like this wooden board with metal sticks on it that you pluck with your fingers.
The Mbira?
Yes, thank you. That's what it sounds like
It doesn't
to me.
have the right twang to it to me, though.
I mean, that's definitely supposed to be a harp.
Yeah, I agree.
Huh. I feel like there's I don't know. Not 100% convinced. Like, this sounds like a harp.
Yeah, that sounds more like a harp for sure.
I feel it's a different sound, but maybe it's just a function of the way it's being.
Yeah,
rendered
I
and
think it's the
reverb
same
effect.
sound.
We'll walk. Ugh.
Yeah, because we talked a lot about the stasis in this thing. Trying to remember what the chord progression actually ended up being, but it was pretty non-functional if I recall.
You could probably do a really good like transformational analysis on it since it uses like some pretty cool voice leading, but mostly is very static and
It's got the
has
drone
that kind of
element, but it's like the
character.
drone has been robbed of its urgency. Now, we've had the drone representing fearful things, but also a kind of a timelessness, especially in like when you're fighting Magus. But here it's like the kind of end result of that. It doesn't resolve. It doesn't go anywhere.
I love that sound effect.
And what I always loved about the overworld theme in the future is the kind of metallic twang. Like it's like you almost picture like some piece of machinery that's just like dangling by a wire, like
it's like dangling by a wire, exactly. In the wind.
And it's like just rhythmically weird enough that it doesn't really fit in with anything else. It seems like it's just kind of hitting a pole like in the wind.
I like that picking up that race log actually makes the racing minigame a lot more functional. Like you can change the perspective that you race at.
Little bossa nova there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's the 80s again.
Yes, I just used speed in case somebody missed it. The shadows take a long time to get into position, so I'm just going to shove them forward.
And we talked about how this particular theme maps on a lot of the rock elements with the similar kind of these like long-held despair chords.
Despair chords.
But with a little bit of a more like active and kind of the 90s. We talk about this as like being very 90s or very...
I think, yeah, we're saying like 80s, 90s.
Yeah, the 80s. Whereas the overworld is...
Something about that bass line is just very 80s to me.
Yeah, exactly. It's like in a movie. Absolutely.
There it is.
People are like wearing sneakers.
Mm-hmm. Like the chords are just very static.
There, I skipped the sound effect this time, just for you guys. Don't want to hear it anymore.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Kate. Hearts.
There's something like a hair gel kind of sound in this track.
Hair gel type of sound?
Yes. Some of my metaphors sort of kind of get away from me.
Wow, that doomy bass hit.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that really low
Gets
piano.
me every time.
Every time.
Yes, the low piano. Bass voice. Ugh. It's just like fate sealed. Give up now.
Alright, there's a chest in the Guardia Forest, even though I can apparently only access one room of the forest this way. Might as well get this box while I'm thinking about it.
I'm just glad that we're not in that theme again. Any way to be out of that theme, it just depresses me so much.
We're gonna have to have a long conversation next time about that piece of music, you realize.
I know. Too busy listening to the accordion part for Guardia Millennial Fair.
Alright. Oh, I should pop Luca back in at this point.
I like this fanfare in the middle of just a series of really depressing tracks.
You just picture them jumping in the air with their fist up and let's freeze frame.
I know. And everyone around them literally rotting and
yeah. I wonder how these people feel about you just running around through their domes, being all full of energy. They must think that you're such a dick. Showing off.
I'm gonna fast forward through fights here, guys.
Sounds good.
Whoa.
Is that the fast forward and turbo button?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good way to power level.
I don't normally like using it on the stream, but since we were literally just here and I want to be done at midnight.
Yeah.
Aw, my brother's on the stream. Hi, Matt.
It did not come up in previous discussions of the future overworld theme, but you are definitely right about that. But there's some awesome microtonal stuff going on in this piece.
And these sort of chimey sounds.
Yeah.
And I think that's what always made it read as non-musical and more again, metal just clanging against itself.
Yep.
Yeah. But you're right, it's absolutely microtonal.
Yeah, because how would they render the sound? What actually is it?
It could just be a sample.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have a detuned sample where...
It's a lot like the hot sound effect in the Millennial Fair. It's just, it's just a sample.
In terms of Super Nintendo sound quality, generally, Chrono Trigger is readily top 3 or top 5 in terms of quality of sound samples.
Yeah, it's got a very good, library.
Yeah.
The instrumentation is quite good.
And the instrumentation is always a little bit unexpected, which is one of the themes of this game for me.
Yeah, I think that's what sets the soundtrack apart overall. It's just there's especially a lot of use of that more Eastern instruments. You don't get that in Final Fantasy as much as you do here.
Well, it kind of leans also towards a tendency of video games to use different kinds of instrumentations to signify like different cultures or parts of the world, but here we're sort of moving in the same world but through time.
Yeah.
And so it uses it in that respect while also
Tying
having
it
enough
more
connection.
to like history. Yeah.
Yeah, sort of like the historical period. But you know, there's so many connections between the periods too.
Yeah, but also interestingly enough, like not really in the way that you would normally tie things to history. Like there's no real. I don't feel like they ever do like, oh, they're in like 600 AD, so let's make everything sound like Victorian or like, you know, Baroque-ish. It's less of that.
And like,
feel like
you know, and in our world, they imply that 600 is Middle Ages. We don't even have like notated chant yet.
Yeah.
Right. The only thing that I get any connection to Western history at all is if you compare the 600 AD overworld theme to the 1000 AD overworld theme, the 600 AD overworld theme feels like an older style to me.
Yeah.
But that's like the exception that proves the rule.
But it's not like that cliche where it's like, oh, we're in the past, let's play harpsichord music. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
You
It's
really
definitely
get
not
that in Chrono Trigger.
It's much subtler.
Yeah.
So
Much
on
more
that exact
acceptably
point, they still imply the plucky timbre of the harpsichord with the pizzicato string.
Yes.
But that's what I
that
mean
is
by
true.
it's like everything is he's using a lot of those words and then offsetting them so that this feels like it is not our world.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing also with Zeal,
And like, using those non-Western instruments, but then combining combination of those instruments is the unusual thing. It's not just like we're signifying exoticism in kind of a regular way, adding it into an instrumentation in a way that it makes you go, wait, what is that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because the thing about Zeal is like Zeal is still the same place. It's just higher, you know? I mean, like Ryan went to that one, you know, blue like blue light pyramid, and it's like that's basically in the same place. It's not geographically different. It's just historically it's in a different era.
Right. If you touch this save point, you have to fight a battle. It's also kind of a fake save point.
Interesting.
About unsafe points. Oh,
Save point.
Unsafe points. I love it.
Unsafe Point sounds like a really good name for like a podcast about JRPGs.
Yeah, it does.
This track always is similar to me to the 600 AD overworld. You got that. We've talked about this track before.
Yeah, it's because you have the
It's a lot of
pizzicato
sneaking
instrument, right?
around. Yeah.
It's got that pizzicato. It's got that. It has the harpsichord, right?
notice the actual harpsichord here.
Yeah.
It has gestures towards pastness without being like, oh, this is clearly like some sort of Baroque emulation or something like that. It's like,
Yeah.
Right. And your flute is like more pan flute than orchestral flute here, which makes it feel older as well.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's more like
a
it's more like
music ensemble.
folksy.
I mentioned, I think a month ago now, the two sessions ago, you can technically do this dungeon the first time you come to the future, because this guy's not hard. And you can get some better
E minor,
gear,
right?
I'll shred you.
but you just don't. I might one-shot him. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm just curious now, key areas. Since
We did
compared
do
this to
Magus
600
Castle and Zeal. I'll have to go through Zeal next time, though, to get back once I get the Wings of Time. I am reminded of World of Ruin Jidor now that you've brought it up. That's an awesome comparison. I did one-shot the boss.
That's one of my favorite things in episode 6.
Nice.
Yeah, so this one, even though it has some similarities to 600 AD, it is higher. 600 AD is in D minor, this is in E minor.
Because E minor is in the future of tonality.
Yeah.
No, I
Not
don't like
really.
that.
Dressing
That's
up.
dumb.
No, if anything, it should be lower because everything's depressed in the future.
And all of a sudden we're back to this.
Bomb.
Boom.
Ah.
I love the piano.
I will say I do like the little pattern in 5 here. Bum, 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 bum. The ostinato kind of underneath everything. Because I can't handle listening, I do appreciate that bit of it. What's this one called? I can never remember what this one is called. Something about a door, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
The video on how to play in 5-4.
Nice.
I love that video.
That is an amazing YouTube video.
Is this the first time you see the ship?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, while we have all this stuff in 5, it eventually goes into a pretty square 6. And then we get this, like, weird 6/8 kind of waltzy papa thing.
Yep.
So are we going to talk about this new and whether or not it has consciousness as Balthazar? Or is that too deep?
Okay, but he asks you later in the game, the second time you come to this location, he asks you to shut him off permanently. So, I kind of like the idea of it just being a computer record of Balthazar rather than being Balthazar. Because I feel like if it was actually him, you wouldn't want to, like, kill him, right?
That's like, yeah, there's implications of, like, euthanasia.
Yeah. Oops, not yet. I have to get in the thing. Here we go.
It's so sad, though, the computer thing. There's, like, so many Star Trek episodes that have this very plot of, like, this is the only memory of this, like, ancient culture, and this person isn't actually real, but then you forge this emotional connection anyway. Ugh. I have pretty feelings about that section.
Alright, back up. Oh, right. You have to go rescue What's-His-Face first from the mountain, Melchior. Alright. We will probably save at the save point here, because I definitely don't have time to climb this mountain right now. We'll get through this stuff, though. Conversation we have to have. Is my connection getting worse, everybody?
No, you're fine.
I can hear you fine. I can hear everyone fine. Right now.
Really?
Yeah, Dana's very
Dana's
staticky.
a little staticky there.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh yeah, I hear you staticky now too. Weird. Yeah, I don't actually have the Twitch stream in a browser open right now. I just have what I'm broadcasting out. So if there's a problem, somebody has to tell me. Wait, does Scala not show up yet, or do you have to rescue Melchior first? Oh yeah, I think you have to rescue Melchior first, which leaves us with relatively little to do. Yeah, and then the two of them will send you to the Ocean Palace once you get them back. Alright. I could go shopping, but really I'm just gonna go power level off stream, I think, before we do the next dungeon. I'll do this boss, so I don't have to do it later, it's annoying. And then we'll be done. Just like the two red and blue beasts at the end of this hallway.
What clever, like, naming of this monster.
I know, right? Beast.
Oh god, Dana.
Outstanding, I approve. I like all of the Mode 7 shapes that show up.
Yeah, they don't mess around with Mode 7 in this game. They're really using it.
Oh yeah, that's not even worth my time. What was that? Do you have to use magic on the beast? Let's find out. I know you're supposed to take out the imp first, but I forget if there's a gimmick to him or not. I feel like Chrono Trigger specifically, along elemental weakness lines, has taught you enough that you know what to do here in terms of elements.
Yeah.
I never think about stealing in this game until the Black Omen. I'm sure there's amazing stuff, but I just never think to process it.
I like how sometimes in the emulation the music gets slow and then it speeds up to catch up with itself. I don't understand that, but it's funny to me.
That's happening because my computer is doing so much at once.
Yeah, you got the stream running and then also the emulator. And then
That's right.
Skype.
How does it do the catch-up thing? Like, what is actually going on? I mean, it does that visually too, right? But...
Well, I mean, the emulator is probably tied to like clock or whatever, so it's trying to play everything in sequence, and then if it slows down, it'll just like speed up to basically sync back up to the clock.
Yeah.
Watching this battle, I feel like I'm completely over like bosses without life bars.
I know, right? It's been a while since I played this. Maybe I was supposed to take out the beasts first and just leave the imp for last. I don't know. Definitely ready to be done with this, though.
Yeah, I mean, I just came off like a 3 or 4 week like run of Persona 5, and that game's battle system was so fun and good. And
yeah, here we're just gonna kill
all the enemies have life bars, so you know exactly like what you're doing.
So Persona 5 always gives you life bars for the bosses?
Yeah.
That's still relatively uncommon even in modern JRPGs, isn't it?
Yeah. But Persona is like very much a weaknesses-based game.
Okay.
And that's hidden. So you have to figure that out by basically cycling attack.
I feel like in Chrono Trigger you don't actually get to use elemental weaknesses very often. This is like one of 3 or 4 fights it really matters.
Yeah.
Alright. There we go. People want to go to bed.
This is what happens when I stop talking and start typing.
I know. Chat has gotten really
Rock,
off.
paper, scissors, lizard, Spock is, it's like pre-Big Bang Theory. It's not, I mean, they popularized it, but, like, someone else came up with it, I believe.
I think so too.
See, I don't know that.
Yeah.
I've never really watched the show, though.
It's, yeah, you're not missing anything.
No,
Yeah.
not a good show.
The few that I've seen, that's kind of the sense I get.
Yeah. It was good maybe the first 2 seasons, and then it just turned into a typical crappy sitcom. So.
Well, yeah, it's like, it's about smart people, but it doesn't mean the writing is smart, you know?
Oh, it's incredibly, like, straightforward as a sitcom. It's not
Yeah.
Yeah. like we've been evaluating abstracts for some of the study groups for the Nerd Scholastic Society meeting, and there were so many of them that I was saying, okay, this paper is interesting, but it seems like it talks around music more than it talks about music. That was a theme that kept coming up in the AMS media abstracts. They were all really interesting. It was a strong bunch, but some of the ones seemed to like they were field.
Speaking of which, aren't we supposed to have AMS Ludo abstract results in by the 15th?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on a couple people to compile scores, so
okay.
I sent emails.
Yeah, tell them to get their asses in gear, because that's coming up fast.
We have to contact people and get them to confirm, and then send that to Robert Judd. So
yeah,
let me check if anybody's responded.
Like we need to have a conversation about that yesterday.
Yeah, but I just sent out the media ones today. I'm missing Michael's, Will, and both Wills.
Yeah, I saw that little speed up there, Ryan.
Yeah. Here's one more too. There. I just want to not be asleep so I can triple tech this guy and he'll die. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to talking about what AMS Ludo group abstracts are going to make it or not. Alright, well if this was the worst boss battle of the night, then I've had a pretty good run so far.
Hopefully this is done with this triple tech.
I know, right?
There he is.
There he is. He is done.
We did it.
Oh my god, thank god.
I know, right? Gosh, what a waste. Okay. Well, that way we don't have to start next time with a really boring boss battle, because that would suck.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna go to the inn, use that save point, and we'll be done for the night. Next time we'll do Ocean Palace through whatever. Gonna have to be a pretty strong vote to see if we do Chrono Luca Marl or Chrono Frog Magus for the final party. I feel like those are the two best choices.
I like the ladies. I vote ladies.
Ladies. Ladies. Yeah.
We do have to use Isla for one more thing, which is the Blackbird sequence. I'm not doing that normally. I'm just gonna pick Isla and win. Because like she can just fight everybody from the get-go. That's the way to do it. Then you don't have to like scurry around. I'm all about bypassing stealth sequences when possible. Anyway, this is going to do it for us for this week. 2 weeks from now, or whenever all of us are free on Thursday, we'll be back with more. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Wonderful
Yeah,
night.
thanks for joining us
Thank
and subbing in for
for
Doug.
joining
Shariq,
us.
we really appreciate it.
This was fun.